So that's the basics of the fill light. So fill light, you can add a little bit of color to if you would like to. So don't go too crazy with the color though, or else it's going to start coloring your object. So you just want to stay like low on the color. Now in the back here we have what's called a backlight. Some people call it a rim light, and some people call it a hair light. And sometimes it's on the ground, like pointing up, but most of the time it's on a light stand above the subject and pointing down on it. What it's going to do is pull the object off from the background. And after I get done telling you about these lights, I'm going to show you what they look like turned on and turned off on the main object. So here's my backlight. It's another spotlight, and the position, I'm going to go into the a new position in the camera. I'm going to go to the left, and I'll show you the position and heights of these. So we have these around like the height. This one should be up a little, probably a little higher. There we go. So they're pretty much above the subject, or around the top or level with the subject. So we got the backlight back here, and that's above and pointing down onto the subject from behind. Now here's my settings here. I even decrease this even more. The backlight does not need to be really bright. So it's just basically there to give like an edge around the object. It kind of like gives like a glow around the object, and it sets it off of the background. Sometimes a lot of people say you need to use like some diffusion on it. So that you would do that by either changing the color of the light, so make it a little like grayer if you want, or just set the intensity down. So that's how I achieved my diffusion, was just setting the intensity down. So that's the light settings for the backlight. Now let's go into our active camera so we can see how the lights affect the subject. So you're going to want to set up your key light first. So I'm going to turn off these other lights, and I'm going to turn off the key light, and we can see how they affect the object. So in 3D, when you don't have any lights in After Effects, it's just going to look like this, and it's not going to look like much of anything, as I have discussed in previous tutorials. We're going to turn on the key light now. This is your main light. Now it's coming from over here on the left hand side, and it's pointing down pretty much onto the object. So you can see that the right side of the object isn't totally lit up. That's why we need the fill light. So let's throw the fill light in there. Wait for this to load up. And now we've got the fill light filling in the different areas that we would like. So I've got the shadows filled in, and you can see like the bevel and everything on there. I made a hard bevel on these so you could see what it looks like. And I got a sneeze, so I'm gonna pause this for a second. And that was a relieving nice sneeze. So we've got everything filled in. Some of the edges aren't, but I like having sometimes the edges of the white to be a little dark. It gives it a little more dimension. Now if I wanted to, I could pull it over towards the right side a little more, the point of interest, and fill in a little more of the letters here so they're not so dark on the edge. Now the last thing I want to show you is the backlight and how that affects the scene. I'm going to turn this on, and pretty much the backlight will just pop everything off the background. Now I wish it wouldn't show up there, but it's going to. So it's a little in the way, but it pretty much is just going to pop it off the back. Now our background here isn't in 3D, so it's not going to be the most. You're not going to see a whole lot of difference, and you're not supposed to see a whole lot of difference. Now, one of the things about visual effects, let me turn the backlight back on, is that if nobody notices that you did something, then you did it right. And that's true because you don't want people to see things that pop out when you're trying to make things look realistic. If you did it and things pop out and they catch the eye, then obviously you didn't do it realistically. And I'm not talking about things that look cool, I'm talking about like real life lighting and colors and all that stuff. So when you're trying to make something look realistic, that's how it is. So there's your 3-point lighting system. I'll back out, and this is what it's going to look like. Now I could possibly move this over here a little more to catch the SP and A, and you can see how that'll work in a second. There you go. So there we go. Now that's about what there is. That's a good idea on how to use the 3-point lighting system, and a lot of studios and a lot of people use the 3-point lighting system as their basis for setting up a shot and making it look real. So thank you for watching this part of the tutorial. Maybe I'll throw in another lighting system. There's a 4-point lighting system. There's other kind of lighting systems that you can use. You don't have to use spotlights. You could use the parallel lights if you want. You could use a point light in the back if you would like as your backlight. Now they'll all do kind of like the same thing. Just remember that the parallel lights have the hard shadows, so I mean that's why I like to use the spotlights more for these. And when you're using a spotlight, it emulates what's really used in studio lighting more closely than a parallel light. So that's my tips for you. Thank you for watching it, and give it a thumbs up if you liked, thumbs down if you hated, and subscribe if you want some more After Effects videos and you want to stay in the loop. Everybody, see you later, and keep on lighting. See ya.